Hey folks, welcome back here to the Vegas Don channel. We're here actually at the D Hotel and Casino, heading out here to the Fremont Street Experience. There is a little coffee bar there. Try and zoom in on some of these prices there for you, so you can get an idea of what you'd be spending here at the hotel coffee shops. It's not easy to zoom in on. That's a little bit blurry. I know that the cold brew coffee there is $5. I'm sorry, $7. $7 for a cold brew coffee. Sorry to laugh. That just boggles my mind. So we come down the little stairs here to the main casino floor. And over here on the left, you have the long bar. It's said to be the longest bar in the state of Nevada at 100 feet. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. I don't think anyone's ever measured that, but you could certainly take in a number of games at any one time with all of the TVs they have there. And then you have the table games over here off to the right. We'll keep moving because they do not want us videoing the action there at the table games, but I had to wait for people to pass by there. So that's the only reason I stopped there. See the slot machines here, all the latest and greatest here in the way of methods for you to give away your money on those slot machines. And here is the Fremont Street Experience right outside the doors here at the D Hotel and Casino. We're going to head over here to the right on this Saturday night. This used to be opened up to two-way vehicular traffic back in the day. It is now closed off, obviously. Showgirls over here on the left, please be careful with them. They will tell you it's a free photo. It's never free. After you take the photo, they'll tell you it's like 20 bucks per girl or more. And if you don't agree upon that price beforehand, it becomes a hassle. So they are not ambassadors of the city or anything like that. They're not here working for Fremont Street Experience. They're independent contractors down here working for themselves. So I'm going to try and get around the crowds here. The street performers, some of them really attract some huge crowds. And that's a good thing, really, because it's part of what makes Fremont Street Fremont down here in Las Vegas. Keeps folks coming back. You never know what you're going to see. This is one of the Michael Jackson performers here. Really cool guy. I asked him his name once. He said it was Michael. So I guess that's what we'll call him. Try and find a better spot here where I'm not obstructed. But, so yeah, back in '94, they decided to close down this two-lane thoroughfare to vehicular traffic and open up the modern pedestrian mall promenade that you see here before you. And I'd say it's been an overwhelming success. I say that in almost every Fremont video, but it really is it's been a tremendous success. 58 million visitors coming through the airport in, I think it was 24. Those were the latest numbers. And then in 23, I think, the numbers for Fremont Street, they said 20 million came down here to Fremont Street. So a third of the people that came through the airport came over here, because that includes some locals too, of course. 58 million total coming through the airport. So that's a very good chunk of folks who come up here to Fremont. And in fact, Las Vegas had more visitors in 24 than did Miami International Airport, which says a lot. More people come here than they did to go see the Sun and the Surf there in South Florida. So that's pretty shocking. I remember reading that for the first time. I'm like, wow, that really boggles the mind. Now cities, of course, like New York and LA, pretty much dwarf the passenger numbers here in Vegas. But for a little town out here in the middle of the desert, well, it's not so little anymore. As you take a look here at Michael doing his thing to Billie Jean. I wish I could play it for you, but I would get myself in trouble if I did that. But you can see him making moves there. And he and the other Michael Jackson performer are very, very popular down here. Very well liked. And I could show you the crowd, but I'd rather show you his moves, but the crowd is huge here, amassed behind us. And as always, please do tip these guys. They're out here working hard. They're not standing here expecting tips first before they do anything. And we've seen that, unfortunately, in several videos with some of these groups of guys that just stand there and wait for money to be dropped. And I don't even know if those guys even perform or know how to dance or anything because I've never seen them. All they do is just stand there. But this guy and the other Michael Jackson performer, both, they do their thing, and then if you like what you see, throw them a 5 or even a 10 if you think it was really good work. For our international viewers who may not necessarily understand tipping culture here in the U.S., do not tip the cashier at Walgreens. That's a new thing that they've started. You can tip the people at Starbucks if you want, but they're getting paid no matter what. It's the servers and bartenders in this country that get like $2.13 an hour or something like that. That's their minimum wage as servers and bartenders. So those are the folks that please tip because they're living on tips and they're working hard for those tips. Me personally, if the service is good, I tip 20%. I've heard some people talk about trying to go to 30% now. I think it's gotten a little out of hand. But 20% has always been a very good rule of thumb. And a lot of the people that I talk to, it's the same thing, 20% of your total tab, including tax. So, if your bill is $100, throw them a $20 tip. If you feel like it. Now, that's if the service was not any good, then by all means, tip less. But, or not at all. But if you don't tip at all because of the service, try to let a manager know why you're not tipping so that they can improve the service. It's very important, especially in the service industry. Very, very important that these guys, they learn whatever it is that upset folks. So, very important. And so obviously the street performers out here, please tip them, but only after they perform. These guys are not supposed to be charging in advance. The street performers down here are not supposed to be charging in advance for any of their performances. They can only ask for tips, and I strongly recommend giving them tips if you like their show, if you like what you see. But otherwise, they are not allowed to ask for money up front, so please bear that in mind. The Michael Jackson performers, the Horror Squad, the Las Vegas Horror Squad, HORROR, and they also double as the Sin City Deps. Really, really cool people, hardworking people down here. If you see them down here, tell them Vegas Don sent you. And throw them a 5 or even a 10 if you think that, if you really, really like the work that they're doing. And certainly some of these guys, they get dressed up in these costumes. I mean, I like the aforementioned Horror Squad and Sin City Deps who dress up like different Johnny Depp characters from the movies. They are really, really hardworking, and they're out here sweating. I mean, this is Vegas after all, and especially in July and August when they're out here. It's brutal. So please do, if you like their show, help them out there. Also, if you like drone videos, check out Vids from Mike, VIDSFROMMIKE, does some awesome sunrise and sunset drone videos to include plane spotting and the elusive and mysterious Janet Airlines. If you're unfamiliar with Janet Airlines, feel free to do a quick Google search, prepare to be wowed and amazed. Also, he does navigational aviation arrows, relics of the past from the days of airmail when there were no navigational tools like they have nowadays. And pilots would simply look out the window to look for a big 50-foot arrow on the ground to determine if they were on the right path to the next destination. So that's pretty cool stuff, I think. So feel free to check out Vids from Mike, VIDSFROMMIKE, here on YouTube. Some awesome show going on there on the overhead, the canopy. It's the world's third largest canopy over there. By the way, this is the what I call the big corner. You got Four Queens Hotel and Casino, Golden Nugget, Binion's and then Fremont Casino right here at the intersection of Fremont Street and Casino Center Boulevard. Really cool stuff. It's really unlike any other place on earth, to be honest, being down here on Fremont. There's not many other places like this, but the LED screen is the world's third largest LED screen. And the first largest is the Sphere. Second largest is on the side of Resorts World down there on the Strip. And this is the third. So it's pretty cool stuff to have the top 3 world's largest LED screens all here in the same city, well, same region. As always, please do like, follow, share, and subscribe to us. It really helps recommend us to other viewers, and it absolutely helps recommend us to the almighty algorithm. And as always, remember here on the Vegas Don channel, it's the journey, where what happens in Vegas stays here on the Vegas Don channel on YouTube.